Wendell, you guys have started off with a few preseason games on the road. How nice will it be to be back in front of home fans tonight?
It's always good. You know, they always come with good energy, help us pull out a lot of games. It's always good playing in front of your home crowd. I think Orlando got some of the best fans. You know, they ride or die, no matter what we got going on. So I'm excited, to kind of give them the new look Orlando Magic right now. With Bowles and all the new guys on the team. Just kind of establish that dominance that we have back at home.
So much about the preseason training camp is just about installing sets, both defensively and offensively. How do you feel your group's making progress in those areas?
I feel like we're making a lot of progress. I feel like it takes time, especially with a young team, to understand all the reads out of every play, understand when to run certain plays, when not to, different defensive coverages throughout the shot clock, little things like that. With a young team, their first time playing in the league, it's going to take them some time, but I feel like the guys like P, Caleb, all the new guys that's on the team, they kind of are buying into what the coaches are trying to install in them. So I think they're just doing a fantastic job, and I think the vets, of course, are always doing a good job, like T.
How has it been adjusting pace-wise, occupying spots on the floor between you and Paolo, just getting that done? Because especially in those first couple games, it seemed like you guys were figuring out, like, oh, you're in the post and you're in this spot, let me space, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, it's we like P wants to win at the end of the day. He's a great player. He understands what it takes to win, coming from Duke and things like that. So we both understand that it's an adjustment for the both of us, right? Like, when he's in the post, coach wants us to have more space on the floor. So if he's in the post, he wants to go in the perimeter, setting the weight screens, things like that, occupying the defense, and then vice versa. So it was definitely an adjustment for me. I'm sure it was an adjustment for him, but we're all bought into the main goal, and that's to win more games this year.
Since coming into the league in 2018, just how much different is the center position now compared to what it was in the scheme?
Yeah, it's different, man. You just look across the league, guys like Andre Drummond just the other night hitting 3 threes, things like that. Like, that's the kind of things he got to bring to the table now as a center in the NBA. So, for my first year, Robin Lopez was starting for us. And now it's like, guys will argue it's hard to play him because he can't shoot, he can't space the floor. So, it's definitely a lot different. At the end of the day, it's still basketball. So, if you can find a way to put that ball in the hoop, you should be all right.
Does it require you to work on different aspects of your game? I mean, I would imagine like a decade ago, if you're a center, you just played back to the basket.
Yeah.
Now it's like you got to do a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, it's always about being the most unique person of yourself. If I'm making sense with that. Being able to do so many different things on the court is what makes you valuable in this league. So. Guys like Giannis, guys like Bam Adebayo, those kind of guys kind of set the tone for what guys want in their big players. So they kind of made the blueprint for us, and a lot of teams think that they are like what they want in their big men. So that's kind of like what most teams are going after right now.
Were there particular centers you liked to watch growing up?
Growing up, I was a huge Joel Embiid fan. Jokic, especially once he became his MVP self. Their ability to play the game at a very slow pace, but at the same time, making certain reads and doing certain things on the court, whether it's passing, rebounding, scoring, doing everything on the court as what most guards would probably do, or most small forwards would probably do. They're basically doing everything for their team.
You had success against both those guys last year. Did they give you some extra motivation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's one thing about me. Like, going against some of the best bigs in the league, I just want to establish myself. I'm still in the process of doing that. Being more recognized as one of the best players, best centers in the league. So, anytime I go against any of the best players, I'm always put my best foot forward. Sure.
How fluid has it been on the defensive end, playing the positionless basketball, kind of with Paolo and Mo, maybe Bull? How has it been, and is there still room to grow throughout the season for you guys?
It's been good. It's been good. It's nothing like playing in a live NBA game. So, all the drills and things we walk through, it's always different once you get out there. Guys make different reads, things like that. But we definitely got a lot more room to grow. not necessarily getting stops, but just understanding when and where we switch certain pick and rolls, or when and where we'll trap, or when and where we'll stay in coverage. Things like that. Knowing personnel on the court. That's kind of the area that we can grow to the point where we're very solid. I see ourselves as a top 10 defensive team in the league, and I feel like with our length, our IQ for the game, I think we can establish that early.
With Paolo, what have you noticed from him so far in terms of his off the court, him wanting to get better, watching film, and just trying to improve?
Like I was saying, he comes from a culture where they win over at Duke. With me going to Duke, I knew what it took. Watching film, getting in the gym before and after practice, coming back to the gym at night, things like that. I see that in Paolo, and and it translates very nicely to the game. He goes into the game and he just plays the right way. He plays to win, and that's something that you can definitely appreciate. And with me now being in my 5th year in the league, that's something I can definitely see. Oh man, a rookie coming in, he's just playing to win. A number 1 draft pick coming in to win. It's amazing to see, and it's the sky's the limit for him, man, for real.
Wendell, a lot of times last year you would have to go back between 4 and 5. There's some starting lineup, and it seems now it's more center for you this year, and that's more your natural position. What is that like? Kind of transitioning back to that with some new pieces as well.
Like you said, it's pretty natural for me. And with us playing a positionless basketball, I can kind of be anywhere on the floor, at the end of the day. But being at center, I feel good. All the great players in the league right now are centers. Joel, Jokic. So I take it as an opportunity for me to establish myself as one of the best centers in the league.
One of your college coaches is here today. We know, John Scheyer was an assistant, now he's a head coach. What do you think of, the job he can do at Duke now, taking over for Coach K?
It's gonna be a challenge for him. Coach K leaves a hell of a track record at Duke, so it's something that he's gonna have to pick up. But my time there, his attention to detail, his attention to the players, his relationships he had, just being a great person before a coach. I think that's what's going to help him be able to pick up where Coach K left off, and the sky's the limit for him also.